The Parks Advisory Board. Sir, it was a pleasure to have you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. My name is Ed Blanco with the Department of Parks and Recreation, and I'm the board liaison to the Parks Advisory Board. And unfortunately, I have to report that there is no annual report for the Parks Advisory Board for the year 2006. The board has had severe problems meeting quorum, and there were no accomplishments to report.
All right.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm curious because, I think a Parks Advisory Board is probably more important today than ever before. You have a master plan that's being considered. You have Miami 21 that likely will adopt that master plan. Yet there's no private forum from citizen input as to what we should and shouldn't be looking at for recommendations. If we have appointed people, and I'm not a party to this only because my appointments are waiting to take the seat on the Parks Advisory Board. But if we've appointed people that don't show up out of a town of 350,000 people, I'm confident that we can find, is it an 8 or 10 or 12 member board?
Well, Commissioner, let me be perfectly frank with you. The problem with the board is it's a 19-member board. The way it was established in the year 2000, if you read the goals and objectives of the board, the purpose of the board, they're very lofty, they're very unaccomplishable. Let me tell you, all the members of the board who were on the board were good people. I liked them all. They served well. But they got frustrated with some of the things that we're supposed to do, weren't able to do. And after 7 years of dealing with the board, it just ran its course. Members just decided not to come anymore. The membership criteria, 19-member board, there were positions in this board that were never filled since it was created in the year 2000. I've been the only staff to that board for 7, 8 years. And, when I look at the board, I think if we want to have a Parks Advisory Board, and I think it's proper that we do, probably we should sunset this particular board and come back with a new board, maybe draft a new ordinance with reasonable objectives and goals and with a reasonable membership criteria that has the opportunity to work. But this particular board, by virtue of the fact that people are just not coming, and I have all the documentation, it hasn't worked, sir.
No, I endorse.
That's my
Is there a motion?